Okay, so I think we are live on Facebook now. Sorry, on YouTube. This is on YouTube. I'm not able to post this on Facebook, so it's just on YouTube. You guys can can go back on YouTube and have a look at the class later on at your convenience. So today we are going to read from the Bhagavad Gita, continue from where we stopped last Tuesday, and have a reflection on this. And then we're going to do our meditation, before today's class ends. So I'm going to share my screen for you guys so you can see my screen. Share screen. All right, so I'm sharing my screen right now. And no, this is YouTube. We have to go to here. Here. Okay. Why is it showing YouTube? Oh, it is showing YouTube. Why? Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, Baba.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why it's showing YouTube. It's not supposed to be showing YouTube, but it's showing YouTube. Where is my Google Chrome? Oh, Google Chrome has disappeared. Yes. All right. This is Google Chrome over here. So what I'm going to do is this. Okay. Okay. All right. So, chapter 3. We are going to read test 9, 11, test 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So, I want you all to please repeat after me. Yajnatat, Yajnatart,
Yajnatat, Yajnatat,
Karmano,
Karmano,
Nyatra,
Inyatra,
Loko,
Loko,
Yam,
Yam,
Karma,
Karma,
Bandhana,
Bandhana,
Bandana,
Tad,
Tat,
Artam,
Artam,
Arma,
Alma,
Gonteya,
Kondeya,
Mukta,
Mukta,
Sangha,
Sangha,
Samachara,
Samachara,
Yajnartat, Karmano, Nyatra,
Yamatat Kalma,
Yajnatra,
Loko Yam Karma Bandhana,
Loko Yama,
Bandhana,
Tad Artam Karma Kunteya,
Tag
Artam,
Atam Kalma,
Mukta Sangha Samachara.
Mukta Sama,
Sangha, Samachara.
So I'm going to read and then you guys follow me. Work done as sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain free from bondage. Please repeat after me. Work done as sacrifice
Work done as sacrifice
done as a sacrifice
for Vishnu
for
for
Vishnu
Vishnu
has to be performed.
has to be performed.
performed.
Otherwise,
Otherwise,
work causes bondage
work causes bondage
in this material world.
in this material world.
material world.
Therefore,
Therefore,
O son of Kunti,
O son
son of Kunti,
Son of Kunti. Oh,
perform your prescribed duties
perform your prescribed
perform
duties
your prescribed duties
for his satisfaction,
for
for
his satisfaction.
and in that way
and in
That way,
you will always remain free from bondage.
you will
you will always
always remain free from bondage.
bondage.
So I'm going to read the pop-up and you guys just listen. Since one has to work, even for the simple maintenance of the body, the prescribed duties for a particular social position and quality are to be made that that purpose can be fulfilled. Yajna means Lord Vishnu, or sacrificial performance. All sacrificial performance are meant for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. The Vedas enjoined Yajna Vai Vishnu. In other words, the same purpose is served whether one performs prescribed yajnas or directly serve Lord Vishnu. Krishna consciousness is therefore performance of yajna as it is prescribed in this verse. The Vanashram institution also aims at satisfying Lord Vishnu. Vanashrama Charavarta Purusena Parapunmam Vishnu Aradyate. Therefore, one has to work for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Any other work done in this material world will be a cause of bondage. For both good and evil work have their reaction, and any reaction binds the performer. Therefore, one has to work in Krishna consciousness to satisfy Krishna or Vishnu. And while performing such activities, one is in a liberated stage. This is the great art of doing work. And in the beginning, this process requires expert guidance. One should therefore act very diligently under the expert guidance of a devotee of Lord Krishna, or under the direct instruction of Lord Krishna himself, under whom Arjuna had the opportunity to work. Nothing should be performed for sense gratification, but everything should be done for the satisfaction of Krishna. This practice will not only save one from the reaction of work, but also gradually elevate one to transcendental love and service of the Lord, which alone can raise one to the kingdom of God. Verse 10. Please repeat after me. Saha Yajna
Yajna
Raja Shrishtva
Yashishta
Uruvacha
Urvacha
Prajapati
Prajapati
Anena
Anena
Prasavisyadvam
Prasavijadyam
Esa
Esa
Go
Bo
Leave
Leave
Ishta
Ishta
Kama
Kama
Duk
Duk
Sahayajna Praja Srishtva
Sahayajna Prajapishta
Uruvacha Prajapati
Prajapati
Anena Prasya Visyadvam
Anena Prasyavisyadam
Esa Vostviv Ishta Karma Duk
Isha Karmadu
In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods, along with sacrifice for Vishnu, and blessed them by saying, Be thou happy by this yajna sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. Please repeat after me. In the beginning of creation,
in the
beginning of creation,
the Lord of all creatures
the
the Lord of all creatures
sent forth
sent
generations of men and demigods,
generation
generations of men and
demigods
along with sacrifice for Vishnu,
along with
with
sacrifice for
sacrifice for
Vishnu,
Vishnu
and blessed them by saying,
and
and
blessed
blessed
them
by
by
saying,
saying,
Be thou happy by this yajna sacrifice,
Be thou happy
happy
by
by
this
this
yajna
yajna sacrifice,
because its performance
because its
its
performance
performance
will bestow upon you
will
will
bestow upon
bestow
you
upon you
everything desirable
everything desirable
desirable
for living happily
for living happily
living happily
and achieving liberation.
and
and
achieving
achieving
liberation.
liberation.
Purport. In the material creation by the Lord of creatures, Vishnu, is a chance offered to the conditioned souls to come back home, back to Godhead. All living entities within the material creation are conditioned by material nature because of their forgetfulness of their relationship to Vishnu or Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Vedic principles are to help us understand this eternal relation as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Vedaischa sarvam aham eva vedya. The Lord says that the purpose of the Vedas is to understand Him. In the Vedic hymn, it is said, Patim Vishvayatmashvaram. Therefore, the Lord of the living entities is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, also, Srila Sukadeva Goswami described the Lord as Pati in so many ways. Shriyapati Yajnapati, Shriyapati Yajnapati Prajapati, Diyampati Lokapati Dharapati, Patirgartishtandaka Vrishnu Sattvam Prasiddhantame Bhagavam Satam Pati. The Prajapati is Lord Vishnu, and he is the Lord of all living creatures, all worlds and all beauties, and the protector of everyone. The Lord created this material world to enable the conditioned souls to learn how to perform yajna, sacrifice, for the satisfaction of Vishnu, so that while in the material world, they can live very comfortably without anxiety. And after finishing the present material body, they can enter into the kingdom of God. That is the whole program for the conditioned soul. By performance of yajna, the conditioned souls gradually become Krishna conscious and become godly in all respect. In the age of Kali, the Sankirtan Yajna, the chanting of the names of God, is recommended by the Vedic scriptures. And this transcendental system is introduced by Lord Chaitanya for the deliverance of all men in this age. Sankirtan Yajna and Krishna consciousness go well together. Lord Krishna, in his devotional form as Lord Chaitanya, is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 5, Text 32, as follows, with the special reference to the Sankirtan Yajna. Krishna Varanam Dvisa Krishnam Sangopagastra Parsadam Yajnai Sankirtana Prayai Yajanti Hisu Medasa. In this age of Kali, people who are endowed with sufficient intelligence will worship the Lord, who is accompanied by his associate by the performance of Sankirtan Yajna, or the yajnas prescribed in the Vedic literatures are not easy to perform in this age of Kali. But the Sankirtan Yajna is easy and sublime for all purposes, as recommended in the Bhagavad Gita 9:14. Text 11. Please repeat after me. Devan
Devan
Bhavayatanena
Bhavayatanena
Te Deva
Deva
Bhavayantuva
Bhavayantuva
Parasparam
Parasparam
Bhavayanta
Bhavayantam
Shriya
Shriya
Param
Param
Avapsyata
Avasyata
Devan Bhavayatanena
Devam
Bhavayantanena
Te Deva Bhavayantuva
Deva
Bhavayantuva
Parasparam Bhavayanta
Parasparam Bhavayantuva
Shriya Param Avapsyata.
Shriya Param
The demigods, being pleased by sacrifice, will also please you. And thus, by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. Please repeat after me. The demigods,
Demigod
being pleased by sacrifice,
being pleased by the sacrifices
will also please you.
will
will
also
also please you,
And thus,
and thus
by cooperation
by cooperation
between men and demigods,
between men and demigods.
prosperity will reign for all.
Prosperity will reign for all.
Purport. The demigods are empowered administrators of material affairs, the supply of air, light, water, and all the benedictions for maintaining the body and soul of every living entity is entrusted to the demigods, who are innumerable assistants in the different parts of the body of the supreme personality of Godhead. Their pleasures and displeasures are dependent on the performance of yajna by the supreme human being. Some of the yajnas are meant for the to satisfy particular demigods, but even in so doing, Lord Vishnu is worshipped in all yajnas as the supreme beneficiary. It is stated also in the Bhagavad Gita that Krishna himself is the beneficiary of all kinds of yajna. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. Therefore, ultimate satisfaction of the yajnapati is the chief purpose of all yajnas. When these yajnas are perfectly performed, naturally, the demigods in charge of the different department of supply are pleased, and there is no scarcity in the supply of natural product. Performance of yajnas has many side benefit, ultimately leading to liberation from material bondage. By performance of yajna, all activities become purified, as it is stated in the Vedas. Ahara sadau sattva sudhi, sattva sudau dhruva smriti, smriti lambe sarvagratinam vipra moksha. By performance of yajna, one's eatable becomes sanctified, and by eating sanctified foodstuffs, one's very existence becomes purified. By the purification of existence, finer tissues in the memory become sanctified. And when memory is sanctified, one can think of the path of liberation. And all this combined together lead to Krishna consciousness, the great necessity of present-day society. That's the 12. Ishtam bogam hivo deva dasyante yajna bhavita taidatam apradayadyo yo bunkte stena evasa. Please repeat after me. Ishtan bogan hi vo deva dasyante yajna bhavita te datan apradayadbyo yo bunkte stena evasa. Ishtan bogam hivo deva dasyante yajna bhavita te datam apradyagbyo Yo bunk destena eva sa. In charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods being satisfied by the performance of yajna sacrifice will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief. Please repeat after me. In charge of the various necessities of life,
In charge
of
the various necessities of life,
the demigods
the
demigod
being satisfied
being satisfied
by the performance of yajna
by
by
the
the
performance of yajna,
sacrifice
sacrifice,
will supply all necessities to you.
will
will supply all necessities to you.
But he
but
But
he
he
who enjoys such gifts
who enjoys such gifts
without offering them to the demigods
without
without
offering them
offering
to
them
them
to the demigod
in return
in return
is certainly a thief.
is certainly a thief.
Purport. The demigods are authorized supplying agents on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu. Therefore, they must be satisfied by the performance of prescribed yajna. In the Vedas, there are different kinds of yajna prescribed for different kinds of demigods, but all are ultimately offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For one who cannot understand what the personality of Godhead is, sacrifice to the demigods is recommended according to the different material qualities of the person concerned. Different types of yajnas are recommended in the Vedas. Worship of the different demigods are also in the same basis, namely, according to the different qualities. For example, the meat eaters are recommended to worship the goddess Kali, the ghastly form of the material nature. And before the goddess, the sacrifice of animal is recommended. But for those who are in the mode of goodness, the transcendental worship of Vishnu is recommended. But ultimately, all yajnas are meant for the gradual promotion to the transcendental position. For ordinary men, at least 5 yajnas known as Pancha Mahayajna are necessary. One should know, however, that all the necessities of life that the human society requires are supplied by the demigods, agents of the Lord. No one can manufacture anything. Take for example, all the eatables of human society. These eatables include grains, fruits, vegetables, milk, sugar, etc. For the person in the mode of goodness, and also eatables for the non-vegetarians like meat, none of which can be manufactured by men. Then again, take for example, heat, light, water, air, etc., which are also necessities of life. None of them can be manufactured by the human society. Without the Supreme Lord, there can be no profuse sunlight, moonlight, rainfall, breeze, etc., without which no one can live. Obviously, our life is dependent on the supplies from the Lord, even for our manufacturing, even for our manufacturing enterprise. We require so many raw materials like metal, sulfur, mercury, manganese, and so many essentials. all of which are supplied by the agent of the Lord, with the purpose that we should make proper use of them to keep ourselves fit and healthy for the purpose of self-realization, leading to the ultimate goal of life, namely liberation from the material struggle for existence. This aim of life is attained by performance of yajna. If we forget the purpose of human life and simply take supplies from the agent of the Lord for sense gratification and become more and more entangled in the immaterial existence, which is not the purpose of creation, certainly we become thieves, and therefore we are punished by the laws of material nature. A society of thieves can never be happy because they have no aim in life. The gross materialist thieves have no ultimate goal of life. They are simply directed to sense gratification, nor do they have knowledge of how to perform yajna. Lord Chaitanya, however, inaugurated the easiest performance of yajna, namely the Sankirtan yajna, which can be performed by anyone in the world who accepts the principles of Krishna consciousness. Test 13. Yajna Shista Sina Santo Muchante Sarva Kilbisai Bujante Tiv Agampapa Ye Pachanti Atmakaranat. Please repeat after me. Yajna
Yajna
Sista Sina
Sistina
Santo
Santo
Muchiante
Mutyante
Sarva
Sarva
Kilbisai Bujante
Pujante
Te
Te
Tviv
Ti
Agam
Agam
Apa
Papa
Ye Pachanti
Ye Pachanti
Atma
Atma
Karanat
Karana
Yajna Shista Sina Santo
Yajna Sistasena Santo
Muchante Sarva Kilbisai
Muchante Sarva Kirpisai
Bunjante Tiv Agampapa
Muchante Tiv Agampa
Ye Pachanti Atmakaranat.
Ye Karana
The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. Please repeat after me. The devotees of the Lord
The devotees of the Lord
are released
are released
from all kinds of sins
from
all kinds of sins
because they eat food
because
they
they
eat
eat food
which is offered first for sacrifice.
which is offered first for sacrifice.
Others
others
who prepare food
Who
who
prepare
prepare
food
food
for personal sense enjoyment
for personal sense enjoyment
verily eat only sin.
verily eat only sin.
Purport. The devotees of the Supreme Lord, or the persons who are in Krishna consciousness, are called santas, and they are always in love with the Lord as it is described in the Brahma Samhita. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hridayesu Vilokayanti. The santas, being always in a compact of love with the supreme personality of Godhead, Govinda, the giver of all pleasures, or Mukunda, the giver of liberation, or Krishna, the attractive person, cannot accept anything without first offering it to the Supreme Person. Therefore, such devotees always perform yajna in different mode of devotional service, such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, etc. And this performance of yajna keep them always aloof from all kinds of contamination of sinful association in the material world. Others who prepare food for self or sense gratification are not only thieves, but also the eater of all kinds of sins. How can a person be happy if he is both a thief and sinful? It is not possible. Therefore, in order for people to become happy in all respect, they must be taught to perform the easy process of Sankirtan Yajna in full Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, there can be no peace or happiness in the world. The last test for today, test 14. Anad Bhavanti Bhutani Parjanyad Anasambhava Yajnat Bhavati Parjanyo Yajna Karma Samudbhava. Please repeat after me. Anad Bhavanti
Bhavanti
Bhutani
Bhutani
Parjanyat
Parjanya
Ana
Ana
Sambhava
Sambhava
Yajnat
Yajna
Bhavati
Bhavati
Parjanyo
Parjanyo
Yajna
Yajna
Karma
Karma
Samudbhava
Samudbhava
Anad Bhavanti Bhutani Parjanyad Anasambhava Yajnad Bhavati Parjanyo Yajna Karma Samudbhava. All living bodies subsist on food grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yajna, sacrifice, and yajna is born of prescribed duties. Please repeat after me. All living bodies subsist on food grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yajna, sacrifice. And yajna is born of prescribed duties.
Is
born
born
of
of
prescribed
prescribed
duties.
duties.
Purport. Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan, a great commentator on the Bhagavad Gita, writes as follows: Yed indriyad anga tavyavashtitam yajnam sarveshwaram Vishnu abhyarcharya tach chesam asnanti tena tad dehayatram sampadyanti te santa sarveshrasya yajna purusasya bhakta sarva kilbisai anadi kala vivridai atmanubhava pratibandhaika nikhilai papai vimochante. The Supreme Lord, who is known as the Yajna Purusha, or the personal beneficiary of all yajna, of all sacrifice, is the master of all the demigods, who serves him as the different limbs of the body serve the whole. Demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Varuna are appointed officers who manage material affairs, and the Vedas direct sacrifice to satisfy these demigods so that they may be pleased to supply air, light, and water sufficiently to produce food grains. When Lord Krishna is worshipped, the demigods, who are different limbs of the Lord, are also automatically worshipped. Therefore, there is no separate need to worship the demigods. For this reason, the devotee of the Lord who are in Krishna consciousness offer food to Krishna and then eat, a process which nourishes the body spiritually. By such action, not only are past sinful reactions in the body vanquished, but the body becomes immunized to all contamination of material nature. When there is an epidemic disease, an antiseptic vaccine protects a person from the attack of such an epidemic. Similarly, food offered to Lord Vishnu and then taken by us makes us sufficiently resistant to material affection, and one who is accustomed to this practice is called a devotee of the Lord. Therefore, a person in Krishna consciousness who eats only food offered to Krishna can counteract all reactions of past material infections, which are impediment to the progress of self-realization. On the other hand, one who does not do so continue to increase the volume of sinful action. And this prepare the next body to resemble hogs and dogs, to suffer the resultant reaction of all sins. The material world is full of contamination, and one who is immunized by accepting prasadam of the Lord, food offered to Vishnu, is saved from the attack, whereas one who does not do so becomes subjected to contamination. Food, grains, or vegetables are factually eatables. The human being eats different kinds of food grains, vegetables, fruit, etc. And the animals eat the refuse of the food grains and vegetables, grass, plants, etc. Human beings who are accustomed to eating meat and flesh must also depend on the product of vegetation in order to eat the animal. Therefore, ultimately, we have to depend on the production of the field and not on the production of the big factories. The field production is due to sufficient rain from the sky, and such rains are controlled by demigods like Indra, sun, moon, etc. And they are all servants of the Lord. The Lord can be satisfied by sacrifice. Therefore, one who cannot perform them will find himself in scarcity. That is the law of nature. Yajna, specifically the Sankirtan Yajna, prescribed for this age, must therefore be performed to save us, at least from the scarcity of food supply. Thank you very much. Now we are going to continue. So, thank you very much for your patience, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Please kindly fold your hand together like this and let us recite. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya
Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you very much. So we have covered 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Next Tuesday, we are going to start from test 16. Sorry, test 15. Please write it down so that next Tuesday we get back here. Now, many of you might be wondering, what is the meaning of all of this test? What is happening here? First of all, Arjun is still in the battlefield. And Arjun is still confused at what should be his duty. How should I act? How should I behave? What is the right way of behaving? What is the right way of not behaving? These are the confusions of Arjun. Krishna, being the Supreme Person, speaking to Arjun, started informing or advising Arjun on karma yoga. Yoga means conjunction, a combination. Karma, you understand the movement of karma. Duty, combination of duty. Krishna started advising Arjun. And in the process of advising Arjun, Krishna said one thing first, which is test 9. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu must be performed. Work done as a sacrifice to God must be performed. Now, many of us will be like, okay, how do I know work that is done as a sacrifice to God? You see, in every one of our life, in every, areas of our life, we are given a specific duty. Whatever it is that you are doing right now is your prescribed duty. Your duty as a son, your duty as a daughter, your duty as a wife, as a husband, your duty as a teacher, your duty as a lover, your duty in your place of work. But when that duty has no connection to God, it becomes a poison. And then, because it becomes a poison, it becomes the source of our what? Lamentation, irritation, frustration. Are you guys understanding me? So here, Krishna is telling Arjuna, all duties must be done as a service to God, Krishna. Whether you are being a mother, do your duty as a mother, not for yourself, but as a service to what? To God. Whether you are being a wife, do your duty as a wife, not for the pleasure. That is the point. You see, many of us, when we do something, we want to do it as a pleasure for somebody. You know, I'm doing this because I want you to be pleased. You know, I'm doing this because I like you. I'm doing this because I love you. I'm doing this because I respect you. But here, Krishna is saying one thing. Everything that you do, don't do it because of somebody or to please one person. Do it as a service to the infinite intelligence. Even if you are studying, I'm studying because I want to please the infinite intelligence. Even if you are teaching, I am teaching because I am doing it as a service to the infinite intelligence, to God. But when duty is not linked to the infinite intelligence, then duty becomes a burden. Duty becomes, tiresome. It becomes a mental disturbance. But when it is linked, well, whether people are appreciating it or not appreciating it, I'm not doing it for them. I am doing it as a service to the infinite intelligence. Then that duty does not become a source of bondage. If you remember when we were reading the text, one thing he said, a man that does not do his duty and does not offer this result of his duty to God is certainly a what? A thief. Did you guys came across that? We read it together. When one does not offer the result or whatever it is that is an offering, they don't offer it to God, to the infinite intelligent, they become a thief. And in a society where everyone is a thief, who is happy? There's no one. This is the first 9 test, the first test of chapter 9, test 9 that we started reading. Test 10 now spoke about the beginning of creation. Many of you have read about so many books. If you read the Bible, it says, in the beginning was light. That is what it was said in the Bible. But here, Krishna said, in the beginning of creation. If any of you have been following my conversation for quite some time now, you will hear me say about the engineer that created this earth. And I said, the engineer, after creating this earth, he gave different, 3Ds or the 3 triangle of the soul. Do you remember that? Which of you remember that conversation? The 3 triangle of the soul. The 3Ds of living comfortably. Do you remember Sira, Prabhu? You don't? Latifa too? Okay. What about you, Lati Prabhu? Do you remember? Does any of you remember? Mary Prabhu? You guys were there when I was teaching this. Do you remember? Does any of you remember? What about you, Terian Prabhu? Did you remember? Magrina Prabhu? When I start mentioning it, you will remember. But I want to see if you remember. What are the 3Ds? To the human, the creator of the universe says, Dana, be charitable. To the demigods, the creator of this universe says, Dharma, be religious. And to the demoniac, he says, Daya, be compassionate. And these are the 3 Ds of the soul evolution, which is charity, religiosity, dharma, which means also doing your prescribed duty, and daya, which is what? Compassion. And you cannot do one and ignore the other. You must do all 3 together. For by doing one, you get another, you get the other one. For doing the other one, you get the other one. So it's like this triangle that keeps bouncing. And this is what the soul goes around. But many of us, we try to do only one side. And because we only do one side, our existence seems suffocating. Life seems unhappy. We seem unhappy. To understand compassion, you must understand duty. Without doing duty, you cannot know what is compassion. And without knowing what is compassion, you cannot know what is charity. To be charitable. To be charitable means you must be compassionate first, then you become charitable. To understand the importance of why you have to be charitable, you must understand the importance of doing your dharma, religion, your duty. And this is what Krishna is saying here. In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures, Brahma, he said, he sent forth generations of men, not one man, but generations of men and demigods, along with sacrifice to Vishnu, along with prescribed duties. For in doing your prescribed duty, you are doing what? You are making the infinite intelligence happy. You are making God happy. You are making Krishna happy. But when one does not do their duty and wants to substitute their duty for another duty, they create imbalance. They create disturbance. For by doing your duty, you are pleasing. You are doing what? It's an ecosystem. Just like without the grass, you cannot get foodstuff, isn't it? Without grains, can you eat? No. 85% of what we consume comes from grains. The other percent, which are the herbs, the other things, but majority of our consumable is from grains. Is there anywhere in the entire universe, this earth, that people don't consume rice? Is there anywhere? Show me one place where rice, grain, is not being consumed. Whether it is grain in the form of pulses, beans, and all of that. Is there anywhere on this whole earth where grain is not being consumed? Do you know anywhere? Sarah, even in your dream, you still eat grains. Is it not? Even in your dream, you eat grain. You dream of eating rice and eating very big delicacies, even in the dream. So you see, there is nowhere on the surface of this earth where grain is not being eaten. And hence this is a cycle and a recycled ecosystem. And because it is a recycled ecosystem, you must know who are the Lord of sacrifice. Which brings us back to the beginning, of one of the guidelines of Sukhavani Yoga Foundation, which is honor and respect all mortal gods, for they are ordained by the law. Do you remember that? I think that is the second guidelines, second or third should be one of these, in between one of these, of the Sukhavani Yoga Foundation guideline rules. Honor and respect, worship all mortal gods. Do not deny them. Worship. For what? They are ordained by the law. The wind, the air that you breathe, the fire that is inside of you, outside and inside of you, they are representative of a certain God, but it is not the supreme God. Just like in a country, you have the highest person that holds the highest position. Either it is the prime minister or the president, isn't it? But can the governor automatically claim that he is the highest holder of power in the country? No. The governor, the member of assembly, are all working for who? For the benefit of who? The president or the prime minister. Isn't it? And hence, because they are all working for the benefit of the president or the prime minister, because one is doing very well, you cannot say that this one needs to be given more respect and then you are ignoring the prime minister or the president. It's a proper ecosystem. It's a ladder or a pyramid that goes down and down and down and down and down and down. And when I was in secondary school, there was I don't know if any of you did biology, there were in biology when I was in secondary school, they showed the hierarchy of human, whereby, human eats animal, right? Animal eats grass, isn't it? And in that hierarchy, you also see, humans eat animals, some animals eat other animals, and other animals eat grass. So you see that grass is always the least in that hierarchy. And now, if you turn it back upward again, the grass basically is what is feeding every one of them. Whether it is a human that eats the animal and then decays, and then the animal eats the human, and then the human releases an excreta. That excreta also goes back to the grass, which the grass now eat and then recycle it again back to the human. Do you see that? So hence, the Supreme Personality of God is saying, this globe, this earth, is a big ecosystem, a big recycling system. Everything is recycling each other. But because everything is recycling each other, there is a word that was mentioned, sin. For many instances, I have defined sin to many of you. What is the meaning of sin?
Emotions.
Emotions. Perfect, Tarian Prabhu. Emotions. When you eat food, what do you really eat? Huh?
Emotion.
You eat emotions. That is it. Even if it may be nutritious and everything like that, but it's an emotion. The emotion of the cook. That is what you are eating. But when you don't offer that to the infinite intelligence, then that emotion now becomes the tormentor of the individual's intelligence. The reason why we pray, when I was in primary school, I don't know if any of you sang this, but this was during the day. I don't know if it is different now in some schools. And it was, some have food, but cannot eat. Some can eat but have no food. We have food and we can eat. Glory be to thee, O God. That was what we were taught by, our teachers. It's a way of saying, God, I thank you for this food. I thank you for putting this in my front. Some can eat, but they don't have. And some that have cannot eat. And hence, glory be to you, O God, the infinite creator, that has made this possible for me to consume. But when one, you see, in this day and age, we live in a world whereby every one of us is rushing. We are all rushing. And because we are all rushing, so we want fast food, everything fast. Everything what? Fast. Fast McDonald's, fast nugget, you name it. We want it fast. But so also that you want fast food, you will also get fast emotion. Fast flashes of emotion, and before you know it, today, in a few minutes you are depressed, a few minutes you are sad, a few minutes you start smiling, a few minutes you don't know what is happening to you, your mind has gone haywire, and a few minutes you are crying again, a few minutes you are happy, fast emotion, because that is sin. That is what you are consuming. Am I making sense to you, my brothers and my sisters? That is what you are consuming. And hence, in a family, look at this. In a family where they don't give thanks for the food that they are consuming, that family will always be disorganized. The children in that family will always be disorganized. There will always be anger. There will always be irritation. There will always be fear, anxiety. They will always be there. Why? Because the nervous system, your nervous system reacts to the food you eat. The food you eat is a byproduct of emotion, which means your nervous system is reacting to what? Emotions. Are we making sense? Are you understanding me, my brothers, my sisters? Which means what? The food you eat is emotion, and hence your nervous system are reacting to what? Emotions. So you see everyone, nowadays you see a child that is 10 years old, 14 years old, say they are depressed. Nowadays you see a child that is 10 years old taking heavy medication because what? The intelligence and the mind, the ego has become so crashed down. And that is why it is important that you give honor and you offer your food every time before you eat. And I would want to say to each and every one of you, from today, when you cook your food, before you rush to eat it, take a plate and set that food aside. Not all the food, just a little portion of that food. Set it aside and say, "Oh, infinite intelligence, I thank you for this provision that you have put in front of me. God, I thank you for what? This provision that you have put in front of me, and I thank everybody that you have made possible to make this provision be in front of me." Because really look at it. Whether you are eating a processed food, do you see the many hands behind the production of that food? whether it is a vegetable that you are eating, do you see the many hands that that vegetable has touched before it came into your kitchen? Do you see? Do you know from the planter, the one that planted the seed, the one that harvested the plant, the one that transported it to the market, the one that sold it in the market, the one that transported you to the market? Whether it is whether they brought it to your house or whichever way. But you see, everyone is serving one another. And hence, when you don't give thanks for that process, you eat the frustration. You eat what? The frustration. You eat the emotional disturbance of the people. And hence the ancient teacher says, one must always offer their food. Because demigods made it possible for you to have it. They provide the rain, they provide the sun, they provide, the atmosphere. Now, in that atmosphere that has been provided, you also have humans, different humans, that played different roles in making it possible for you to have. And hence your duty is to what? Always give thanks. There is a Hermetic prayer that I composed some time ago, and that is, O invisible hand that moves all beings, created and not created, I give thanks to you for the abundance you have put in front of me. It is all by your will. I don't know the many hands that this abundance that is here has passed through, but I thank you. And I thank everyone that have played a role in making this possible to be in front of me. You see the power and the potency of gratitude, the power and the potency of thanks. For every time you thank the infinite intelligence, it refines the finer tissues of your brain. But when you cook and instantly your brain becomes jam-packed. Like Sarah always say, my head is scattered. So the brain becomes what? Scattered. And when it becomes scattered, there's no one that is going to suffer from it but yourself. So this attitude of being grateful, this attitude of offering your food first to God before you consume it is very important. Many people, how many of you grew up in an Orthodox Christian family here? Show me your hand up. Is there any of you that grew up in an Orthodox Christian family? Okay, Miss Juliana. Okay, let us remove the Christian. Does any of you grew up in a family whereby before you eat, you guys say a certain prayer? Very good. Now
Yes.
that you've grown to thank you very much. Now that you've grown to this stage, do you still constantly do that?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. But, okay, very good. But how do you feel if you truly make this a continuous habit? It is very, very potent. For if you give thanks for what has been provided for you, by that giving thanks, you are thanking the macrocosm, because you are nothing but a micro, very tiny speck in this ecosystem of this universe. But by thanking, what happened? You also, because everything comes back at the end of the day back to you. Is it not? Terian Prabhu, you are chewing something. Did you thank the infinite intelligence before chewing that? Did you say, infinite intelligence, thank you very much for breaking this for me? But it is important. Very good. Thanks is very important. So I beg you all, from today, make it a habit. Don't just be, I know that when we are hungry, the intelligence does not think properly. But don't just be before you put anything into your mouth. Set it aside for just a few seconds. I say thank you to everyone that has made this possible. I thank you. To you, the infinite intelligence, I thank you. It is important. Okay? All right. Is there any question for us? Is there any question for us?
Yes, please.
Prabhu,
Yes, miss.
When
Just a
we
minute.
take that,
Go ahead.
when you mentioned
Go
about
ahead, pretty Prabhu.
when we take the small portion before we eat, what do you do after that?
You
After that
turn it
small
back
portion?
into your bigger portion. Then you have sanctified the whole food.
Right.
Then what you have sanctified the whole food, not just only that small portion. You took a little portion. Thank you, Lord, for this. I'm grateful. And when you finish, just maybe 10 minutes. Take the plate back and turn everything back into the whole food. Now, anyone that eats of that food, it also starts reacting upon them. It also becomes a blessing. So when you really look at it, you see that life is actually very easy. But with our own hand, we complicate life. To live is actually very, very easy. But with our own hand, we complicate. And hence, we live in a family where, and hence everything is a reaction of what you have created. Everything. It's all a reaction to what you have created. But if you start acting, to understand that whatever it is I have, there are people that made it possible. There are people. It did not just self-manifest itself. When we talk about the earth provides. But does any of you see the invincible forces that is making it for the earth to continuously provide? Do you see? Even your body. How many of you thanks your body? There was a time I made you all to pass through a certain form of meditation, which is I thank my heart. I see my heart. I love my heart. I see my head. I love my head. But how many of you actively thank your body? Do you know how it actually functions? Some time ago I said 85% or no, 95% of our existence, we leave it in the past. And all here. But that which is making it possible for you to exist, we actually ignore it only when the body starts giving us signs. Hey, I'm sick. You need to come and give me some medicine. But apart from that, do you actively thank your body? We put chemicals into the body to look beautiful. But do you thank the body for being able to react to that chemical that makes you appear beautiful and attractive in the eyes of other people? Mr. Enoch, when was the last time you thanked your body? At the Queen, Prabhu, when was the last time you thanked your body?
But I do it every day during my meditation.
You thank your body?
Yes.
Okay, very nice. Thank you. Juliana, Prabhu, when was the last time you thanked your body?
I remember.
Thank you for being truthful. Pretty, Prabhu, when was the last time you thanked the body?
Last year.
Last year. Okay. Thank you. Savitri, when was the last time you thanked your body?
But for me, I don't even know I have to thank the body as you are saying to me today. I'm hearing it. So
Okay.
from today, I have learned it. So I've started to do it.
Very good. Very good. Terian Prabhu, when was the last time you thanked the body?
Baba, I can't say that I have intentionally, actively thanked my body, but there are times when I get these cramps in my leg, and then it would be so painful, and I would say, "Oh my goodness, Lord, please help me." And then, after it goes away, I'm happy. But I never consciously thank the body. I say, "Thank God." That's what I say.
Right? We say, thank God. But the machine that is working, you must thank it. Sira, Prabhu, when was the last time you thanked your body?
Respectfully, I haven't consciously done that. I'm trying to remember, but I don't think I've consciously done it. Or even if I have, I can't really label a time.
Thank you. But please, Zoom user, that is Miss Elizabeth. When was the last time you thanked your body?
To be honest, never.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So please thank the body every day
Yeah.
because it is working to sustain and to maintain what you call your life.
Yeah.
Just like if you do something for somebody and the person thank you, how do you feel?
I feel good.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you thank the body, what do you think it's gonna do? Okay, this person is appreciative of our effort. So okay, let us do more. Let us make it more healthy. Let us flush everything that is not proper. Let us flush it away and make it more healthy. But when the body is not thanked, it becomes a deposit of unnecessary emotions. And hence, no matter what you put into it, it will only give you back poison. That's just it. So the body must be consciously thanked every day. Just like before you eat. And please, this is a standard for everybody. As from today, the Queen, Enoch, Miss Juliana, Pretty, Savitri, Terian, Sira, Miss Elizabeth, Mr. Donaldson, Hadassah, Ladifatu, Mamau, Mer, Magrina, Pami Badan, Mary. For everyone, as from today, before you eat, just take a little bowl. Put that food in it. Set it aside. But that bowl, do not eat from that bowl. Just a new, nice bowl. Don't eat from it. Just take the food, set it aside, and say, Infinite Intelligence, Krishna, Govinda, Lord of the Universe, the eternal mind that controls all things. I thank you for all the people that you have used to make this possible for me. Thank you. And I offer this food back to you. That as I eat it, and whoever participate in eating this, they may also be nourished. Let it be there for maximum 10 seconds. Your hunger is not going to kill you for 10 seconds now. You're not going to die of hunger now. Let it be there for 10 seconds. And after 10 seconds, take it, pour it back in the full big bowl of your food or your food big pot. Wash the plate, keep it aside, and then dish the other food out. And then you can eat and enjoy yourself. Even if you go to a restaurant. Keep before you eat it, just infinite. I thank you for this food and the people you've made, possible to make this food to be in my front today. For the money that you've made possible that I'm going to use to pay this food, for the chefs, everyone that has contributed in putting this on this table. I thank you. In this way, you don't become a thief. But when you don't thank the infinite intelligence, the supreme mind, Govinda, Gopinath, Gopal, Mukunda, for what has been placed in front of you, then you are a thief. It's like eating what you actually did not work for. Even though we think that I worked for it. It's my money that bought it. But is it your effort? Is it your sweat? So we must always thank. All right? Okay. Any other question for us?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Yes,
Where
please.
where we read, it says you cannot be a thief and also be a sinner, if I got it
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Yes.
Can you elaborate more on that, please?
You cannot be a thief and
And
also be a
also be
sinner. That is a fact. Which means that, see, a thief is bound by emotion. A sinner is a person that is being pulled by emotion. The actions, what we call sin, is simply nothing but the expressions of unnecessary emotions. Emotions that puts us in a very precarious circumstances in life. A man that goes to kill somebody, what influences him to kill? It's an emotion. A man that goes to steal, what influences him to steal? It's an emotion. We call stealing a sinner. We call a person that kills a sinner. Because we call a person that fornicates a sinner. This is a societal, how do you call it? It's like a generalization of everybody. But it is all nothing but an expression of different emotions. Whether it is anger, there's so much anger. Anger is an emotion. So we cannot be a thief and at the same time be a sinner. In the sense that if you are not giving thanks to the infinite intelligence for what you are getting, for what you are eating, it's just like being a thief. Because a thief goes to steal from someone, but does not care about the strong effort that the person has put into having that. But when we give thanks to the infinite intelligence, we are not going to be a thief, neither are we going to be compelled by the emotions that comes with that. If I take something from you, Miss Elizabeth, I forcefully take something from you. We call the government a thief, isn't it? Why do we call the government a thief?
Because they stole money from meant for the masses.
Because they steal money, or politicians take money that is meant for the masses without giving them something that pacifies their emotion. And because they stole it, what happens? That thing that was stolen carries an emotion that follows it. An emotion of anger, an emotion of bitterness, an emotion of frustration. It carries it. Now, what does that thief steal? He steals the money, but also he has stolen the emotion, because the emotion is projected towards that person, or towards the government, or towards the individual that has taken something from us unjustly. And hence, that person suffers of all the greatest misery in life. The channeling of emotion is the greatest. Whatever you channel your emotion towards, whether it is a good emotion or it's a bad emotion, generate a strong magnetic force, and it acts on the individual. And that is why you've heard many times, do not curse a person when you are extremely angry. Why? Because in that state of anger, what are you? When the emotion is high. And because the emotion is high, you've generated a strong magnetic force. And when you target it towards somebody, it will kill the person. Something terrible will definitely happen to the person, because an arrow. So one cannot be a thief and at the same time be a sinner. It is, if one is a thief and at the same time a sinner, it's too much load. It's basically a frustrated individual. So there must be balance. And that balance is what? Offering everything first to the infinite intelligence. Does it make sense to you, Mom?
Kind of.
Okay.
So
Kind of. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So if you are a thief, you steal something, and you give thanks to the infinite intelligence, at that moment you are not a sinner.
Yeah. But you've generated a karma.
Okay.
Look at it this way. When a thief goes to steal and then take that money, there are certain things we do that becomes an eternal bondage. And there are certain things we do that becomes liberation. Look at it in a very practical view like this. A thief creates terror everywhere, isn't it? He steals. Now he takes that money that he has stolen and go and give it to a man of God. And the man of God said, "Oh, you have given this money, I bless you." He gets a blessing. But the karma, which is the action of stealing, and the emotion he has generated in another person is not gone.
No.
It is still there. Even though he has been blessed. I bless you. But does it mean that he's not going to suffer for that emotion he has generated from the person he has stolen from?
No.
He will still suffer for it. So when we say, so you cannot be a thief and at the same time be a sinner, okay, so if I go and steal and I take the money and I give, does that mean that I'm free? No. No. Although it may be a good act. And that is why I said, when people do humanitarian activities, the question we must ask is, that humanitarian activities, even though it generates a lot of emotions, but so long as there is an ego behind it, it also becomes a bondage to the person that has done that humanitarian activity. Which means in all action that one does, one is not free from karma. There's no how you turn it. There's no how you turn it like that, like this, or like this. A karma is just waiting somewhere for you. And hence, the least you can do, even if one is a thief, be a sincere thief. That is the least you can do. Even if, one is crooked, be crooked in a good way. That is the least you can do. And the least you can also do is, in everything you do, thank God. For if you really look at it, even a prostitute thanks God. Does it not?
I have no idea.
But of course, true. But of course, oh God, please provide me a customer today. Please, God, give me a customer. Even a prostitute prays for a customer from God. And when the prostitute finally gets a customer, he says, thank you, God. At least I've gotten a customer. Even a thief, before going out to steal, also prays to God for protection. Is it not? God, I'm going to steal today. Protect me from any CCTV camera. Protect me from any police that might be on the way. Protect me that the owner does not have a gun. So one way or the other, everyone is praying to the infinite intelligence for protection.
Yeah.
But when we finally get that which we are praying for, do you offer it as thanks? Or you just want to enjoy it? The point of that is being said here is, in all whatever duty we do, everything must be offered to the infinite intelligence. Even a person that is a thief, it's also a duty. No matter how much we say we don't want a thief is also an ecosystem in the society. No matter how much we don't want mosquito is also important for the continuation of life in the society. No matter how stinging how terrible the bite of a mosquito may be, or the cause of what it causes, but the human ecosystem cannot exist without it. It is there for a reason.
Yeah.
There's a saying in Nigeria. I don't know if you've heard of this. Soldier go, soldier come. Which means that in every position that exists in this world, if one goes, another person is coming to replace it.
Exactly.
And that is the hierarchy of the society. And if you read further, you will see if you read further in the purport, you will see where the Prabhupada says that the action of good and bad, it's just part of the society. It is part of what maintains the society. If you say you want to cut off only the bad, the society will die. So the bad is needed, the good is needed. Just like the killing of people. How many people like war? Nobody likes war. Because we see war as what? As very bad. But war is needed. It is. The same way with, look at our emotions. In a day, we pass through different stages of emotion. Restlessness, for no reason. The brain talking and making noise, distractions. A few minutes you are distracted, a few minutes you are concentrating, a few minutes you're like stressed about this money, finance, house, child, all of this. But do you know that your body actually need all of these emotions?
Yeah,
Why does your body need it?
yeah, it's a good one. For me, it's yes and no, or more of no, because if you have too much emotions in your body, in your system, it can also result to maybe high blood pressure and from there stroke or whatever. You understand? So, I think, yeah, the body needs it to live a daily life, but on the other hand, too much of it might cost you something else. You understand what I
Yes,
mean?
absolutely. Perfectly. I understand perfectly what you mean. But if you really look at it from the ecosystem point of view, your body needs stress to be able to release calming hormones. Calming hormones cannot come on its own. Just like the anxiety, your body needs it. The system in the body, it needs it to be able to create focus, which is basically what we call chaos, an organized chaos. Your body needs the chaos because in that chaos is what? Creation. Creativity does not come when everything is calm.
Exactly.
It only
Yeah.
comes in the midst of what? Chaos.
Yeah.
And if you look at the way the blood moves and how the heart is pumping, it is pumping chaotically. It's not coming, it's not pumping slowly.
No.
But that is what is needed to continue flow. But imagine if the heart start pumping poko, 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 poko. Is that good?
No.
But if the heart is pumping poko, 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 the doctor say, ah, yeah, good, good. Is it not? Is it not? Is it? Ah, that is chaos. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's clear enough. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Mercy. And that is the natural understanding of life. We run away from problems, but those problems are very, very important for us, for they are the opposite of each of everything. You call it yin and yang. It's the opposite. You cannot get this without having this. Today I made a video about concentration. Can you get concentration without distraction? Can you get focus without distraction?
You can also be focused in your
I
quiet
think
moment.
the distraction guide you to be focused.
Okay, let us look at it in this way. How many minutes have we been here? How many hours have we been here? 1 hour, getting to 1 hour plus right now, isn't it?
2 hours. Yeah, and a half.
12? Boy.
Yeah, 2 hours
But
now.
look at it. In all of this, how many of you have just strictly focused on Sukadeva? Do you see that? Even though right now we are talking, but something is distracting you somewhere, either your mind or your environment. That there is called healthy. That is what? Healthy. Something needs to distract you to bring you to focus. And when you focus for long, it becomes chaotic. The excitement of understanding and learning comes from distraction, because you need to keep shifting from this to this. It's just like how many of you know this? It's called a metronome. Do you know a metronome? If a metronome is just like this, a pendulum. If a pendulum is like this or a metronome is like this, is it useful? But if it goes like this, it keeps going. What is that? You say this is working, isn't it? And that is it. You as a human, you as a person, you need to keep shifting from distraction to attention, distraction to attention, distraction to attention. If you remain just like this, it's called as what? Death. But that is what many of us we are wanting. We want to be just like this all the time. Imagine just staying a day and your mind does not make noise. Your anxiety does not creep up on you. Your finance does not come to like, no child comes to like, yeah. And no husband or wife come to like, imagine if you're just like that, just that is called a boring life. The individual himself will feel suffocated. For it is in chaos that there is existence, not out of that. And that is the point. You cannot be a thief and at the same time be a sinner. So we must always look at it from a higher perspective. Okay? Any other question for us? Okay. If there is no any other question, sorry, I never knew. I lost track of time. Please forgive me. I don't know. I always lose track of time. So you guys are already used to it by now. So anyway, let us do our meditation now. So please get your candle, get your bead, and we're going to meditate together right now. But before we just get your candle, we're going to do a mindful meditation and we're going to recite the mantras. Okay? Okay. So I think I'm going to end this live on Facebook. No, what's it called? It's been